Well, here in Oregon where I live, it's starting to get chilly. After all, we are in the middle of October, just about. So I know a lot of people, including my oldest son, has been out gathering firewood. And I got to thinking, you know, I bet the dolls in the dollhouse could use some firewood for their wood stoves and fireplaces this winter. So this week, I'm going to show you how to make a filled hearth log holder for your dollhouse. And it is so easy and so inexpensive. You're going to be so surprised that you didn't think of this yourself. So stay tuned and see how easy it is. Alright, so what we need to make this project is pretty simple. The frame for our wood holder is one of these 2-inch long paper clips. And this is one of the ones I got at Dollar Tree, so they're a little bit lighter weight than the ones you might get like in an office store. But those would work too. You need a 1.5-inch round disc of cardstock, and this is like the stuff that you make like greeting cards or use in scrapbooking. It's heavier than paper. And I got to thinking it would be really cool too if you had a doily. You could use that if it was the right size. You can get, you know, doilies that you can cut circles out of. You also need a dowel. You need a 3/4-inch round dowel, and we're going to use that to help us bend. We're going to bend this paper clip, and this is going to take a little bit of strength, and you need to be careful so you don't hurt yourself. But we're using this so that we get a nice kind of sort of round shape. And if you've got pliers on hand, they are handy to have to kind of help you get this, you know, kind of straight. But there, you want it to. And you're going to have to fiddle with it a little bit and kind of straighten it out again, because this one got kind of bent. I've had better luck with some than others. Get it to a shape you like. I did not get that very round. There. That's a little. That's probably the most even I've done so far. And we're going to take our circle of paper, and we're also going to use the dowel. This will help us to get this rounded, because if we don't do this, it might crease when we try to make it fit. Now I'm using 527 cement, or 527 all-purpose, multi-purpose glue. You need something that will glue metal as well as paper. I love this stuff. It works on so many things. You do have to be careful because it will run out of the tube really quickly, and you want to make a puddle. It's on the bottom side, and then stick this onto here. And I found it works best if I have binder clips. I got a bunch of these at Dollar Tree the other day too. And be sure and put the lid on your glue. You can let that sit. When it gets dry, which will take it a while, you're going to have to pull it off. Make sure you when you glue this, put it on something like a ceramic tile that you can pop it back off of. And I use these paint scrapers. Also from Dollar Tree, by the way. I love those things. They are great to have in the craft room. Get our clips off, and now we have this. And I'm not going to worry about the glue on the bottom. It's going to get covered up, because our next step is you're going to take it outside and you're going to spray paint it. And I spray painted this one black. I'm going to try to find my brass colored paint, which by the time you watch the video you'll know because you would have saw a picture at the front. I'm going to go paint this one now, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how we're going to fill them. Alright, so I could not find my brass spray paint even though I looked all over. So if I can find some tomorrow, I'll buy it. And then I'll paint this one with the brass, and I'll post a picture of it on the Facebook page next week. So, Anyway, let me see if we can work here. So we've got these. Now sometimes you'll have to take some pliers and kind of maneuver these bits around, kind of straighten things up. If the glue comes off, you can always re-glue. You know, it's just a wire, you know. Oops, that's too far up. So get it sitting the way you want it. And then go out and gather some sticks. I gathered up a couple of different pieces of wood out of my yard. This is just a branch off of a fir tree, and I actually split it. Do this very carefully. I used my pruning shears, I cut it into lengths, and then I cut it lengthwise. So we can just put this into the fire basket. This is the Hearth log holder. That's the correct term. I looked it up. And that can sit next to the fireplace or the wood stove in the dollhouse. And the dolls will have some firewood for a nice cozy fire this winter. I hope you enjoyed this project. Be sure and check the blog post. I'll have pictures of the finished project. And be sure and check Facebook. And like I said, if I find brass paint tomorrow, I will paint this one brass, and I'll put pictures of the two of them next to each other so you can compare them. I'll talk to you later. Bye.